gonna sit over here too, just so that people know I'm here, so
Okay.
repeat that I'm in the
Okay.
background, just so they know who's all around. Hi, everybody.
We good to go, James?
Let me refresh the Facebook page and make sure that the live stream is up.
Okay.
Hi, Melissa.
Yes, we are live on Facebook. So let me just hit record and start the, okay, we're good to go.
Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting of April 14th, 2020 to order. We have a roll call from our city clerk, please.
Mayor Webb,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sullivan,
Here.
Councilmember Aubrey,
Here.
Councilmember LaCuro,
Here.
Councilmember McFall.
Here.
Okay, we got the agenda in front of us. I need an approval of the agenda.
I'll move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion on the agenda? Any dissension? The motion passes. I'd like to open up for public discussion. Do we have anyone online that would like any comments?
Hey, Mr. Mayor, it's Brian
Yeah.
Hartwell.
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
Hi, Brian.
Hi,
Hey,
Brian.
Mr. Mayor, City Council. I'm with my dog, just pardon that. I heard some interesting news that the county will foreclose on the electroplating site on 10 Mile. And so far, the city of Madison Heights is not interested in owning that piece of property, you know, for the untold millions of dollars to take to clean it up.
Right.
But I just wanted to just report that progress, that, you know, actions are being taken at the county level. And as soon as we can, our attorneys are going to go to court to do the closing arguments to have it demolished, no matter who owns it. That's all, Mr. Mayor. Thanks, City Council, for doing this. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor Hartwell from Madison Heights, this is Ed Klobuchar here. I just want to thank you for your leadership in this matter and making sure that that site is properly remediated and making sure that the individual who's responsible is held accountable for his actions and failure to clean that place up. So thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on public discussion? Seeing no one, I'm closing public discussion. Takes us to civic announcements. Any civic announcements from anyone in the public?
Mr. Mayor, I'll just say, obviously, the city of Hazel Park is watching very closely what's happening at the state level and the county level and the federal level in terms of restrictions and in terms of news for how we're going to progress through this particular dilemma. We will keep everybody informed. Right now, obviously, everything is pretty much canceled through the month of April. We expect there will be some more cancellations in the month of May. And check our website and our Facebook page frequently for updates. Also sign up for the city newsletter. You can do that on our city website, and that will help keep you informed of what's happening in our community as well.
I'd like to make a couple of comments to the audience and anyone else wishing to hear. I believe us as City Hazel Park will get through this eventually, as we all have been hearing from our president, our mayor, our governor, and other officials and doctors around the country and around the state. I believe we have a lot that has hit us in the last few weeks, and we'll get through this and persevere to the future and make the future stronger and makes us stronger as Hazel Parkers. Thank you. The consent agenda, motion to approve.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Any a second?
Support.
Anyone have any discussion on the consent agenda?
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilman Aubrey.
So consent agenda item number 4, the issues media contract.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to propose amending that by cutting it in half. Currently, it's requested for 8 stories. With everything that's been going on, I would prefer to maybe start with that contract much smaller with 4 stories. If we need to add more, we can do that. But with many events in the city being canceled, I think 8 stories for this year might be a little high at this time.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I've spoken with Councilwoman Aubrey about this. Mr. Campbell and I have. We have no objections to this modification. In fact, we did let the folks know at Metro that it was likely the council may feel this way and want to proceed in a smaller manner and make sure that we're seeing results from our investment. So the administration would recommend that the consent agenda be approved with those modifications put forth by council.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So the only thing that I would be concerned with this is that there's an end date of December 31st. And what if, God forbid, that we are still doing something on it? I mean, is there some sort of out on this? I don't see anything written here, so I just wanted to make sure.
We will, when we sign the contract, we will make sure that there is a provision that's subject to the order of our city attorney, so that we have a provision in there that indicates that if we are not receiving any benefit from this, then we can terminate the contract. Or if lockdown persists, which I do not believe it will be going until December, that we only pay for whatever stories that we use. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Everybody happy? The motion maker make the adjustment?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine with me.
Order, does they accept the terms? Does the person that's any other
Sorry, it wouldn't unmute on my end. Sorry, guys.
any other discussion? Discussion? Consent agenda passes. This page. Okay. Administrative reports. Ready, Mr. Klobuchar?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we're going to do some limited approval of licensing today due to the fact that our meeting is somewhat abbreviated and compacted to the coronavirus. We are requesting that, get my stuff here. Yeah. And Jeff, you can feel free to jump in here. I'm trying to find the.
We are requesting that Breeze, which has already received their temporary adult recreational license a while back, maybe more than 2 months back, basically, and it's been operating pre Corona and post Corona, which is limited to curbside and delivery. Get their permanent adult use recreational provisioning center license. They've met all their obligations and are in good standing with us in the state. We are also recommending the temporary license of New Standard or Helios 1, which is located at 24906 John R., which has completed construction. They also added a parking lot to deal with any additional traffic concerns, which we requested initially, and have received state approval for medical, opened with medical at 4/3/2020. It started curbside at 4/3/2020. It started delivery at 4/10/2020, and now are ready to go for their temporary. And I should be noting that a portion of the provisions from the revenue from the sales will actually go to ailing businesses in Hazel Park suffering because of the COVID.
How is that going to be determined?
Yeah, we don't really know yet.
Yeah, there is a statement
Good
that
question.
they have made.
It'll run through us.
So, Mr. Mayor, members of council, the administration is requesting that the Breeze license be made permanent and that a temporary license be granted to Helios in a manner consistent with the way that we operated when we began licensing for Breeze. This will enable us to be consistent with all of our policies. And so that's our recommendation.
I'll move approval of temporary provisioning center for medical marijuana, recreational marijuana for these two sites.
Now, one will be a permanent site. Breeze will become.
Right, I know one's temporary for Helios, permanent for Breeze.
and let us put a date of 90 days with the temporary license for Helios. I think that should be sufficient for us to completely, fully review their progress in this process.
I'll support.
Any dissension, more discussion? Hearing none, motion passes. I do have one comment that I want to make. Why don't we just move forward with the rest of these and give us a list at the next meeting? And let's get this moving so these people can develop their sites. We have our cities next to us already have places up and running. Why are we waiting? We were supposed to be the first one on site having these, remember Andy?
Right?
Yeah, now we're really behind the 8 ball. And the big magnet one locations in Madison Heights are gonna take over everything. And then Ferndale's already got a couple going. And Warren's got at least 12 going, or 15. So if we want to grasp this money market as a municipality and let the chips fall where they may, then maybe we need to do what we need to do.
Mr. Mayor, we can have something ready for you guys to take a look at probably, either later this month or the 1st of May. Again, we do need to have executive session on this matter. But other than that, we can proceed.
Why don't we schedule a meeting in 2 weeks? We'll do another Zoom meeting, short, sweet, make sure we get the bills paid, and then do an exec session and discuss it from there. Does that sound good with you guys?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
In that light, we did receive an 11th hour request from Noful Akash at Trucenta, requesting some action on his adult use, processing, and grow operations so that he can coordinate the adult use and the medical use inspections and consolidate them into one inspection. Apparently, there's a great delay in terms of inspections for marijuana processing and grow operations, and they have to conduct these inspections via FaceTime with a series of cell phones. So in the interest of brevity and helping him move forward, he's requesting that we give him approval for his adult use licenses at his existing grows and processing at 24517 John R. and 21216 John R.
Was that an addition, sir? That was an addition to item 1?
Yes.
I'd
Council,
support that. I'd welcome that amendment.
These would be
we
temporary
have a
adult
support?
use approval.
Support.
any more discussion from the council?
Wait a minute, I've got to correct one of those things here. Can you come over here, Jeff? We're pulling it up. It may be the correct address may be 23506 for one of the,
Subject to its correct address.
yeah. We're looking for the grow and the processing. And I believe the processing is 23506.
Yeah, that's correct. The processing is 23506.
Okay.
Any more discussion from council? Questions from council? All right, well, that motion passes. Item 2, the ordinance to add Title II Administration and Personal Chapter 2.25 Main Street, Hazel Park, and to add Section 2.52.010, created Section 2.52.020 Organization, Section 2.52.030 Purpose, Section 2.52.040 Duties, Section 2.25.050 Composition, Section 2.52060 Comprehension, compensation, sorry. And so Section 2.52.070 Acceptance of Funds on the first reading. Mr. Klobuchar,
I'll move approval of all of that.
you got all that? Okay.
I'll support.
Mr. Mayor, yes, the administration is requesting approval on first reading of this particular measure to establish this nonprofit organization. I did have some discussions today earlier with Council Member Amy Aubrey, and she did make some, I think, good suggestions with respect to the numbers of members. Did you want to speak on that, Councilperson Aubrey?
I recommended we reduce the number from 15. I threw a number out there at 11. I know Councilmember McFall was considering possibly something a little bit lower. So I think the more people we have, sometimes the harder we've had historically to fill all those positions.
I would say 9, actually. Like
Nine?
I actually,
the plan commission,
I'm sorry, how many did you say?
I'm suggesting 9.
Actually, that's what I wrote in my notes, so that works for me.
Commission, even with a board that size, it's very hard to control, and everybody has all their opinions, and it still works well together.
Yeah.
It's also hard for quorum sometimes. So 9,
Yeah, 9 is fine with me. It was just a recommendation. So, and then all the other recommendations I had, I've been told will be addressed in the bylaws. So,
Very good.
You had the same question I had about the amount of members. So, thank you. 9 with the motion
9.
change.
Everybody's okay with that, the motion maker and the support?
Yes, I'm okay
Yes.
with that.
Any dissension? Motion passes. Okay, boards and commissions. Mr. Klobuchar?
yes,
you have
Mr.
a list
Mayor.
here?
I have a list. Mr. Mayor, the administration would respectfully request the following appointments be made to boards and commissions. For the 2019 seat, we recommend the reappointment of Rich Robbins and Dave Martina, as well as the appointment of Rob Zograf for the
What board was that?
that's planning commission,
Planning commission.
pardon me. And then for the 2020 vacancies, we request the appointment of Larry Burleson, Barb Winter, and Jeremiah Hebert.
Council, I agree with those. Do I get a support for those?
I'll support.
A motion, I should say, sorry.
I was gonna say you need a motion.
Oh, yeah,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the recommendation.
I support.
Okay, any dissension, more discussion on the reappointments? Yeah, appointments.
Brief discussion. I just want to thank everybody for their service, and I'm happy to have some great reappointments and some new appointments.
Thank you.
I do have some other additional appointments to request, sir.
Yeah.
I respectfully request the reappointment of Carl Taylor, Ron Nagy, Ken Muha to their terms on the Zoning Board of Appeals, as well as the reappointment of Anya Zeit for the one-year term as alternate.
I'll make that motion as well.
I'll
Support.
support.
Discussion, dissension? Motion passed. Any more?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would respectfully request council appoint the planning commission liaison to the zoning board of appeals, and that appointment be Jake Sleevax.
I agree with that.
I'd support, I'll make that motion.
Support.
Dissension, discussion? Motion passes.
And then lastly, the administration recommends the reappointment of Amanda Klein to the Hazel Park Recreation Advisory Board. She does an outstanding job there, and she's a very valuable board member.
I'd love to
I
make the
move
motion.
that.
I was gonna
Or
say I'd love-
support.
All right, either one.
You get a clarification, I don't know who did what. For Jimmy's sake.
We'll let Andy know, and I'll support it.
Okay. Any dissension, discussion? Okay. That passes. Any more?
That's it.
Next meeting?
I have, sorry, I'm looking at my list and I think we have a reappointment to the DDA that we
That
could
does
make
not
for,
expire until
No,
August.
next year. This
August.
year?
What?
Next year.
Those expire in August.
I have August 2019
For
Okay.
Daniel Cruz.
for Daniel Cruz.
Okay, the
Right,
administration will recommend the appointment of Daniel Cruz.
Good. Who's good? Who's
Is
making the
that your
motion?
motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll make the motion to reappoint Daniel Cruz.
Second.
Discussion? Dissension? He's on.
Okay, he's been reappointed. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I thought he didn't expire until.
new business. Anyone have any new business they want to bring up?
Nope.
I just would like an update on the road problem.
Mr. Mayor, members of the
75.
council, again, I-75 is progressing. They're continuing to work on it. They've made some good progress. It looks like with Woodward Heights, we hope that Woodward Heights will actually be finished ahead of schedule. That will be, I guess the only bright spot during this whole Corona misery is the fact that this happened while, those bridges are down and it really did cut down on traffic. So
Yeah.
that kind of was the only silver lining from this mess. So they're continuing to work. They are on schedule and will continue to support their speedy completion of this project as soon as possible. With respect to our own project at 9 Mile, I have met with Tom Jones and our city's engineer, as well as our legal team. And again, we're making sure that the contractor, the work that they've done is up to snuff, and they're going to have to come back and make some corrections and some fixes to some of the things that were not quite repaired up
Next
to
year?
snuff. They're coming.
This year?
Again. This year, yes.
With the traffic flow we got.
They'll be coming after that, when that's closed, probably.
Okay. All right. Communications from the city attorney?
None, just hope everyone's safe and well.
Amanda, do you have anything?
City manager?
Again, just want everybody at home to know and to realize and remember. As I say every meeting, Michigan's system of municipal finance is fundamentally broken. And we've been warning for a long time that any new shock or any new downturn in the economy could have devastating impacts on municipalities across the state of Michigan. We've been screaming it from the mountaintop and no one has listened. And you're seeing tonight, Mayor Duggan in the city of Detroit going to have to make massive cuts to his budget. So again, I call upon our leaders in Lansing to make substantive and real changes to Michigan's system of municipal finance before you see a wave of municipal bankruptcies across this state that have a devastating impact on municipalities' ability to provide services to our residents. With that in mind, I spoke with our lobbyists, expressed to them the importance of making sure that cities are made whole for our expenditures and our losses that we will incur during this process. This process and this crisis is going to have an extremely long financial tail of negative consequences to communities in the state of Michigan. There's going to be a lot less sales tax collected this year because of the shutdown. That's going to directly result in reduced revenue sharing payments next year. Again, we're obviously losing money in the arena. There will be consequences. We have plans in place. I have met with Lacey and the other members of the senior staff, and we are doing our best to come up with a series of contingency plans. So we'll keep you informed. But again, I'm very hopeful that the federal government of the United States of America that's bailing out everyone else will remember the cities are the most important link in keeping our civilization going because we provide the services for law enforcement, emergency medicine, and road and infrastructure repair, water. We provide the basic necessities of human life.
We're the boots on the ground.
We are the boots on the ground, as the mayor said. So thank you all. That's all I had to say. No matter what, Hazel Park will get through it. We always get through it. Not our first crisis.
Councilperson Aubrey, your closing comments?
I just want to thank the city staff for working hard to put together our first Zoom meeting to bring that to the public, as well as all of our police and fire that are doing an outstanding job keeping our residents safe with the road construction, with COVID-19. Firefighters have been providing groceries. Our police are working hard. So I just want to thank everybody for that, and for all the residents doing their best to stay safe during this pandemic, wearing face masks when you go in public, protecting, our frontline people right now that are working at grocery stores. Please be kind to them. They are working very hard, putting themselves in danger every day. I've already lost one friend to COVID-19. Got about a half dozen others that are sick currently, one of them in the hospital. So just please, everybody, do your part. Stay safe. Let's work together. Let's get through this. Let's flatten the curve, and hopefully we can all move on soon. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Councilman Mayhaw.
I just wanted to remind everybody about the census. The census is still happening. So if everybody can, that has not filled it out yet, you can easily go to my2020census.com to complete it online. I think we're still ahead of the state's return, but we're not doing that great still. We're only at like 50-something%. So if everybody can go online and complete that, that would be great. A lot of our funding actually is based on that, from school lunches to representation. So make sure you fill it out. It's extremely important. Thank you.
And one more comment to your comments, sir. That this for the public is not a very intrusive questions either. Very simple, very generic. It doesn't take but 5 minutes. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thanks.
Councilman Lakiro.
I just wanted to thank the staff and everybody that's working hard in these trying times, and putting together this meeting is easier on us council people. You're staying home, but it still takes a lot of behind the scenes work to get everybody to cooperate. And thanks for everybody who on the internet, all the audience coming and watching.
Thank you.
Do we need an exec session tonight?
Not tonight, but we will need one within the next couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Mayor Pro Tem Sullivan.
I also want to thank the city staff for putting this together. I know this was not the easiest, but it was really great. We had a practice yesterday. It was really nice. Also wanted to kind of echo some of Councilmember Aubrey's sentiments about essential workers and our front of the line workers. Our Hazel Park Police and Fire have been out there really keeping people safe. And I appreciate everybody that I see who is taking care of their neighbors, who's reaching out. I'm lucky that I'm pretty solo, so I've been able to do some grocery runs for people in my life that are not able to go out and shop. Look out for your neighbor. That we're a great community. We are really good at coming together, and we're really good at taking care of each other. And it's easy to do. And I've seen it, and it's been really heartwarming. If we keep staying in this together, it's going to get over sooner, and we'll all be safer in the long run. And I just want to thank everybody for that. Also, I wanted to give out some information. I know that in these trying times, sometimes if you're potentially sheltering with a loved one and maybe you're having some domestic violence issues, we put this on our website, and we've also put some other help information on our website. But a great resource to reach out to is 1-800-799-SAFE. I know that we're seeing a rise in domestic violence in this current situation. And I just want to remind people that there are options, there is help. I had somebody message me today and I got them in contact with somebody. So please don't feel that there is no other option. There are options, and we'll be here for you and we'll help you. And again, stay safe, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. I'd like to also say, be safe, keep social distancing if you can. Be aware of your surroundings. If you have a cold or have a fever or feel any symptoms, please, talk to your doctor, healthcare worker. And I do want to say thank you to all the healthcare workers out there, everybody that's involved trying to protect us and help the people that have problems at this time. I'd like to thank our staff for putting this together as well. This is very hard for our staff and takes a lot of hours to put everything in place so we can have a very productive meeting.
Mr. Mayor, if I could say a special thank you to Jeff Campbell. Jeff's the one that got most of this set up. Not only is Jeff our hardworking city planner and economic development coordinator, he's our backup city attorney, and he just does a fantastic job at everything that he does. And I want to thank him for just his amazing performance. So.
Yes, thank you. I'd also like to say that Hazel Park will get through this. With or without us, the people of Hazel Park are resilient. We will be here to support them in their time of need as a community. As community members, we will do what we have to do. And I'd like to say thank you and be safe. Good night. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Have a good night, guys.
We adjourn resilient.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.